Tonight on 8 out of 10 Cats, in the fast lane, it's Richard Hammond. Best foot forward, it's Paul Foot. And their team captain, Sean Locke. And facing them tonight, see you later, calculator, it's Carol Vorderman. He's having a laugh, it's Matt Forde. And their team captain, John Richardson. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy
And welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 43% of men flirt with people behind their partners' backs? I have to confess, I sometimes flirt with people without telling my girlfriend, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just a bit of harmless banter in the steam room of a gay sauna. It's nothing. 11% of single women have already picked out their wedding dress. It's an important decision. It's a lot of money to spend on a dress you're only going to wear never. And video game controllers have 5 times the amount of germs found on a toilet seat. It's their own fault for giving them that vibrate function. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our palace job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. John Steen, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
The Sinead O'Connor's back in the news.
Tell me all about it.
Miley Cyrus done a sexy dance and Sinead O'Connor's angry at Miley Cyrus, which strikes me as odd. I mean, I don't think Miley Cyrus has ever made a decision in her own life. It's like getting angry at Tony the Tiger because you don't like a Frosties advert. She cried in the video and she said, oh, I was crying for my dead dog. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's because Disney were killing it in front of her at the time. Cry in the video, yeah, that's nice. Cry while I kill your doggy.
Well, the controversy has been that Sinead O'Connor has got involved and written an open letter. What do you think?
But they wrote open letters back to each other. Didn't Miley Cyrus then respond?
She then tweeted her, I believe, yeah.
The reason Sinead O'Connor did it, isn't it because she was cross because Miley Cyrus said she was imitating her?
I think she said that the tear in the video was a homage to her Nothing Compares to You video.
She was Hannah Montana, wasn't she?
She was Hannah Montana. I think that's really the thing that's caused the controversy, because she used to be this incredibly clean-cut Disney star, and now she's making videos like Wrecking Ball.
I absolutely loved it, although I'm disappointed, because I'd heard... Well, I misheard. I thought she licked off MC Hammer. Deeply disappointed.
See, that's the bit I didn't like, because I'm sort of worried about rust.
I suppose when she's licking the hammer, she's not singing.
That's something.
She's got a palate.
It's also the
She'd be going... I was hoping it'd be a freezing cold day and her tongue got stuck to it. I mean, I don't know, I might be getting old, but when I saw that video, I thought, I hope that's not a pub they're knocking down.
I just think... I used to be a civil engineer, you know, back in the day, and it's the cleanest construction site I've ever seen. I was sort of more interested in how they kept the wrecking ball so clean.
Well, she licked it all, hasn't she?
Paul, did you enjoy the video?
Well, I mean, I just think they're all doing all this sexting now and they're taking their clothes off. I mean, could it possibly be that maybe it's because their music isn't actually that good?
How very dare you?
I mean, you didn't see J.S. Bach sort of pulling his pants down around the streets of Brandenburg, did you?
It's very hard to do a drawing of that. Pull them up. It's fun to watch famous people do stuff like that. I'd like to see Chris Martin on a giant falafel. And he swings out of the pita bread and you see, like, a little bit of his flank and his meat and 2 veg. And then it's just as you think you've seen it, he swings back into the falafel pocket and out again like that. Just going, woo, and a big falafel. That'd be nice.
Let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, Sinead O'Connor has angrily criticised Miley Cyrus for her raunchy video. It was shocking seeing Miley Cyrus on stage at the MTV Awards in a skimpy outfit, rubbing herself up against a penis, or Robin Thicke, as he's otherwise known. Sean Steen, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Batchers! Batchers!
It's a very upbeat response.
Ah, they can't kill all the badgers.
Well, they don't know how many there are.
Badgers have moved the goalposts.
This is actually a quote from a government minister when Environment Secretary Owen Paterson was asked if he'd moved the goalposts, because they're now saying they need to kill more badgers. He said the badgers have moved the goalposts.
They do, and that's why they must die. That's the kind of thing they do.
Richard, what's your problem with
We've got
badgers?
a massive problem with badgers. We have a lot of badgers anyway, and now we've got all these refugee badgers coming in, running away from all
Starting
these...
to sound like Clarkson, mate.
No! He was rude about badgers. No, he was rude about badgers. I like badgers, but I only like the ones that we already had. And then all the protesters were blowing whistles and banging saucepans to scare them away. So now they've all come and lived at our place, and that's kind of chucked our home badgers out. And...
How can you tell the difference between the new badgers and the old badgers?
Well, they've got different accents.
Because... No.
I think the cull's a good thing because they say that there's the equivalent of one dead badger for every 10 yards between Tiverton and Exeter.
They always say that, don't they? Yeah, people are always saying that.
No, but it's actually quite a useful way of finding your way home. Like instead of just sprinkling rose petals as you walk along, just follow
the usual method, yes.
A trail of dead woodland animals.
We gave it to them. That's what I feel sorry for. We caught TB in the Industrial Revolution, gave it to the cows. The cows gave it to the badgers. We killed all the cows that had it. We got rid of it. The badgers were just left with TB. Like, there you go, mate. They went, oh, we've got bloody TB now. And now they're trying to give it back, and we're shooting them all. It's like giving someone a cold and then shooting them, going, don't give me that cold, mate.
I'm a supporter of the badgers, and I've actually rescued 2 badgers, because they came round to shoot them, and I had a cottage down there, and I took them in, and I pretended they were slippers. And I would have got away with it, but one of them started coughing.
Carol, what do you make of the badger cull?
Well, I think it's interesting because obviously TB is supposedly spread by the badgers, and with this cull now, they're all running for the hills and obviously spreading it even more.
There is no TB. The whole thing is just the Countryside Alliance. It gives them an excuse to shoot something that's slightly black. Why? There's no TB.
Do you think the reason people are so upset about badgers is because they're like our pandas? You know, people are feel very fondly towards pandas. Do you think people see them badger as it's like a shit panda?
They are a bit like pandas, because I love watching 2 of them shag.
What, a panda and a badger?
Oh, no. 2 badgers having sex, not anything weird.
You like watching a couple of badgers?
Because there's 2 pandas up in Scotland they're trying to get to have it off.
Yeah.
So if people like watching pandas having sex, people might also like to watch badgers do it.
The badger might help, because the badger could be like a fluffer for the panda. There you go. And then the panda comes in and takes over.
Sure.
Panda just goes, out of the way, sunshine. I'll finish this job.
Let's have a look and see if the badger cull is up there. Yes, the badger cull's been extended as they say they haven't killed enough animals. The aim of the cull was to stop the spread of bovine TB and to distract Brian May from making any more music. John Steam, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Sex box?
Oh. Matt, you seem genuinely excited. Sex box, tell me all about it.
They have sex in a box. The cameras aren't in the box, so you can't see. And consenting couples go in there, and they have sex, and then they come out, and then there's a panel of experts, and then they just sit there, and they get asked about what happened in there, and they say, yeah, we did it.
No. I want to know more about this because I haven't actually seen this.
It's like a porno version of The Cube.
Right.
They should do it in the Cube, then at least you'll be able to see what they're getting up to.
Yeah.
I agree. Put your hands on the table.
My favourite thing is the couples enter the soundproof box for 35 minutes. Hope they let them take a book in.
I couldn't be trusted. If I was on a show like that, I'd just sneak a big tub of yoghurt in, and then when they open the door, just lob it all out.
I thought the panellists were disappointing. I'd like someone like Alan Hansen on there, but he didn't do it. And Len Goodman. Len Goodman and Alan Hansen just going, 7! Alan Hansen going, that was woeful.
But isn't it a bit like a student house, where 2 people go into a room, and then everyone sits around and talks about it.
John,
What did they get up to?
John, Matt, you lived together in a house. One of you must have
you
brought a
lived in
lady
a house
home. There must have been
together.
that when you
There
two
must
came out of the
have
bedroom.
When one of us was having sex and the other one wasn't. Yeah, guess which way around that went.
Did you ever walk out into the room and have a little chat about it afterwards?
Yeah, he would come down and tell me. He'd come down and I'd go, so what did you do in there?
And he said, I gave the badger some nuts.
Did you see this, Richard?
No, I'm aware of it. I'd be tempted to go in and just try and rock the box until it fell over on its side. Just go crazy in there. But actually, I've just... until it rocked from side to side. I've just done...
That's a very Top Gear take on the...
Impressive.
Try and push that over.
Or you could see how fast we could drive a sex box to Plymouth.
There's a reason people don't talk about sex, because not very nice. You don't... One girl said something like, you know, I sometimes joke about it with my mates, but, you know, I don't really talk about it with my mum. Well, of course you don't. You don't get to Sunday dinner and go, I had a cracking shag this week. You can't listen to them talk, though. When you know they've had sex, you cannot... Even if the conversation is mature, you cannot have a conversation with someone knowing they've just had sex. Because you're just waiting for them to go, well, we started off with a bit of...
Well, I can tell you it's not one of the most talked about things, but Channel 4's new show, Sex Box, aired this week. If I want to have sex in a small, windowless box devoid of any romance or sexual excitement, I'll book me and my girlfriend into a travel lodge. Sean's team. What else have the nation been talking about?
Politics.
There was a cabinet reshuffle,
Cabinet
wasn't there?
reshuffle.
Yes, people are so excited by it. Basically, what they do is, as soon as someone has, like, got to grips with what they're doing a fairly good job, so they move them to a different department where they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They move them like their environment, and they're moving them to health. You don't have that in any other thing, do you? You don't have people saying, oh, yeah, you're doing quite a good job working on the tills at Asda. Why didn't you try your hand at being a falconry expert?
I think what they should do is, if you're a minister for something, you have to dress appropriately. So if you're the Minister of Fisheries, you wear a sou'wester and carry a lobster pot all the time.
Health Minister, nurse's uniform.
Yeah, or sports, you got wet hair and a tracksuit on. Dress according to your job. Foreign Minister, it could be quite controversial. Onions.
Yeah.
Maybe sellotape
No,
your eyes.
no. That's where it went too far. The onions and the
It's
berry were fine.
controversial. That's why
It's
I'm highlighting the pitfalls there. I'm not recommending it as an idea. I'm highlighting how wrong that would be.
I understand reshuffling the cabinet because they're running the country. I don't understand reshuffling the shadow cabinet because they're not doing anything anyway. That's like the difference between tidying your lounge and your loft.
No, you've got to I think it's amazing.
No, this is, you're genuinely excited about it.
Politics is phenomenal, and all the little changes, sort of like transfer deadline day, when they're moving around all the players, and out comes Brown, in goes Baker. What does this mean for government policy? Marvellous, isn't it?
And he had sex.
Matt, you used to work for the Labour Party,
Yeah.
right? What do you think's the matter with politics?
I think there's a serious lack of personalities in it, and I think Ed Miliband is sort of part of that problem. And there are people... I shouldn't like Nigel Farage, but...
That's the end of that sentence.
People like politicians that make us feel good. And Farage, even though I disagree with most of what he says, he's got that sort of, like, braying golf club... You know, the sort of guy who'd turn up at a golf course and go, Roger, you bastard! I want to hang around with that guy.
Well, talking of UKIP and characters, have a look at Godfrey Bloom, formerly of UKIP.
Now, Mr. Bloom, what do you make of the front cover of this, the conference brochure with no black faces on it?
After you interviewed.
What a racist comment is that? How dare you? That's an appalling thing to say. You're picking people out for the colour of their skin. You disgust me. Get out of my
But I mean, I'm making the point that you haven't got... What's appalling about making that point?
You, sir, are a racist.
Why am I racist for saying there aren't any black people?
And you've checked out the colour of people's faces. Disgraceful. You're disgraceful.
The thing is, there are other personalities. To be fair, in this reshuffle, some personalities did come in, and there's a guy called Norman Baker, who's a Liberal Democrat MP, who's now a Home Office minister, and he wrote a book a few years ago about the death of Dr. David Kelly, because he believes that the Iraqis did it and the British security services covered it up. This guy's a conspiracy theorist, and he's now in the government. Which I think, that's brilliant. That's going to make Parliament more exciting. He's going to be there going, and we will continue to invest in our security services because they killed Diana, the Queen's a lizard!
Sorry, what did you just say? The Queen's a lizard?
Yeah.
That's why they call her Liz.
Let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, David Cameron has reshuffled his cabinet. David Cameron denies putting more women in the cabinet is mere tokenism. The promotions are Minister for Hoovering, Helen Grant, and Nicky Morgan, the new Minister for Total Sexiness. OK, fingers on buzzers, 2 more things still to get. What do you think, Sean?
Energy.
Oh, possibility of blackout.
Yes, the blackouts, yes.
Go on,
They
tell
said
me more about
there's not enough energy and there will be blackouts this winter.
Currently, the UK has enough gas storage for only 21 days.
OMG.
It's apparently the biggest energy crisis for 6 years. 6 years ago, of course, when we had no power cuts.
They were tough times, though, those 6 years.
So it's the highest risk of a problem since a time when there were no problems.
A bit of speculating about what would the consequences be of an energy cut, apart from obviously switching Stephen Hawking off, which would be a terrible...
I was out with Stephen on Monday, weirdly, at the Pride of Britain. He was at our table, and there was a point after about 2 hours of the awards, because it went on quite a while. It was quite a long award ceremony, where we had to take him and plug him in. He went, I'm running out of power, and we had to go and plug him in.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel really bad now.
I wouldn't feel bad. It's fine. It's fine. I told him my Stephen Hawking joke. He rather liked it.
Yeah. Well, he hadn't have much fucking choice, did he? Stuck there in a wheelchair, and you're telling him a joke. What can you do? Go, and he's been recharged. He can't get away. He's got to sit there and listen to you. Going, anyway, Stephen Hawking. He's going, studying power.
Sorry, Stephen. Back to the blackouts. John, how do you think you would cope in a blackout?
Well, interestingly, I've been watching... there's a programme on Channel 5 at the moment called Under the Dome, which is about a city that gets trapped under a dome and they've run out of power, and there's riots and looting and murders, and that would be my concern. If we had a power cut, I wouldn't be able to watch that anymore.
Are you worried about the blackout, Richard?
No, I'm not worried about the blackout, but I have noticed they are advising us to put together survival kits, emergency kits.
What's in your survival kit?
I don't know, I haven't built it yet, but I'm going to spend all weekend doing it at the end of this week, because I love survival kits. It's my favourite thing.
I think I'm the only one old enough to remember all the blackouts and power cuts in the 70s.
Also, when they introduced electricity, that must have been a thrill. So what was it like? So in the 70s, of course, we had...
So in the 70s, you had... Well, we had paraffin lamps and you had boxes of candles.
No, I remember that. The thing is, these days, it'd be much better because candles are more varied, much better scents. In the 70s, it was just white candles, whereas now you've got cinnamon candles, various oils. Everyone would be much more chilled out.
I think everyone would immediately have a bath, wouldn't they?
Well, you can't, because the water won't be hot.
Oh, damn it.
Well, if there's no hot water, you just boil the kettle, don't you?
Yeah.
You can't, because it's a power cut.
We just watch some telly until it comes back on.
You can't, because you can't watch the telly.
Put a DVD on.
OK, so... here's a fun fact. In 2008, a 2-day power cut in Holland led to a 44% increase in the birth rate.
Now, that's because you like to keep warm, you see. You go to bed and keep warm.
That's because she can't get away. It's dark, isn't it?
Well, what would you do in a power cut?
Well, I think the solution to all this is Snickers.
Should we just leave it there, or...? Yeah, should we agree? I think we're all agreed. Snickers.
Well, Snickers, it's got high energy, hasn't it? A lot of energy in Snickers.
Yeah, a lot of oil.
Build a power station and burn Snickers. Immediately, massive amounts of energy. Snickers can give us everything we need. There's no need for power.
That's our new Minister for Energy.
You spin the wheel and you see what happens. Yeah. Let's have a look and see if it's up there. OK, fingers up, buzzers. One more thing to get.
Is it the news that our kids are less literate and numerate than virtually the rest of Europe? There's only a couple of people below us.
That's absolutely right, yes. Britain's youth have scored among the lowest in international literacy and numeracy tests. Number 1 was Japan.
I think what it is actually the invigilators are much stricter these days. And in Japan, they're just like, yeah, it's all right, that's fine. It just shows in this country we're very strict. We like to do things properly.
What, they actually expect them to give correct answers and things like that?
Yeah, whereas in Japan, they're just like, yeah, whatever you want. As they're known for that, the Japanese, for being like all casual about stuff. They got about 650 different words for like the Eskimos got 1,000 words for snow. The Japanese have got hundreds of words for. Crazy, easygoing, happy-go-lucky, freewheeling. Drifters, that's what they are, really.
We should probably crack on from talking about the Japanese.
Well, I think it's good for everyone to have an insight into their culture.
So why are the standards slipping? What's going on?
It's as though the basics of mental arithmetic haven't been taught properly, and actually they are the building blocks of everything else.
Or it could be this. Problem is that, like, sick and ill have become words for good. So kids are going in and their teachers are telling them they're illiterate, and they're thinking that's a good thing. I'm telling you, man, I got illiteracy in it. Told me to my face, blood.
Since I started on Countdown, God, back in, when was that, 1873.
I'm glad you got there before me.
Everyone says, you know, oh, Carol, because you're quite good at mental arithmetic, people think you're a maths genius, whereas him, over there, he's better at maths than me.
Paul, you studied maths?
I studied maths at university, yes.
So you did maths at Oxford?
Yes.
Do you think you're better at maths than Carol?
Well, yes, obviously.
Okay, let's see if it's up there. Did you hear that there? Just as I said, let's see if it's up there, someone just shouted, "I love you, Sean." That's how lovely. I don't know how Sean feels about you. I think with the best will in the world, I think he thinks you should see other people.
Yeah. No, I'm quite Japanese about the whole thing.
Yes, Britain's youth have scored amongst the lowest in international literacy and numeracy tests. How do you expect Britain's teenagers to learn to read and write? They're too busy bringing up their kids. So those were the most talked about things this week. But in other news, Silvio Berlusconi is set to carry out 12 months of community service, although unfortunately the community he's chosen is a Catholic girls' school. And this week, a Bristol woman of 85 got her first ever tattoo. She had the Grim Reaper on her shoulder, watching as she got a tattoo of a dolphin. So at the end of that round, Sean, Paul and Richard have 4 points, John, Carol and Matt have 1 point. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. Sean, Paul, Richard, pick a question.
Well, I think we'll have Richard.
OK. Here's your question. Most people find driving a stressful experience. True or false?
False. It's not stressful. I'm usually drunk anyway.
Is that why you crashed that car? Is that why you crashed?
That was on purpose.
Why did that crash?
What happened? Tyre blew. Tyre went bang at 320 mile an hour.
Why would that happen? Why would a tyre go up?
It was bad luck.
It wasn't a plot to kill you.
I hadn't thought of it like that until now. No, it was a tyre blew, but it happens to...
Well, I'd just like to say thank you for all the jokes we got out of it.
That's why I did it.
I've actually never met someone who's a text joke before.
What, was I a text joke?
Oh, yeah, there's loads of them going around.
That's one of the terrible things, is you sort of missed that.
You missed that, yeah.
7 years
Did
ago.
anyone send them to you?
Well, no, I couldn't see, could I, you pillock?
There was some crackers going round. My favourite one was the reason they call you the hamster is after the crash, your nuts were in your cheeks. That's not bad, you know.
Why but I've been protected from all of these? My wife never told me any of this.
A lot of people have social skills, so they wouldn't have mentioned it. But Sean is a different kind of man, and he tackles it head on. John, do you get stressed driving?
I do, yeah. You're supposed to get stressed driving. I had a tyre blowout as well. I mean, it was less dramatic than yours, I'll give it that. Mine was 70 miles an hour in a Ford Fiesta on the M5 at Strensham Services, and it did not make the news. There were no
Did people
text
tweet
jokes.
things about that?
No,
Hashtag bored.
It's frightening, though, isn't it? I mean, we're sort of brethren on that tyre blowout. How fast were you going?
I was going 320 miles an hour.
Yeah, I was doing about that.
Just under.
Just shade under. Just what's the speed limit?
Well, it was 70.
I was doing that. I was doing that. Maybe just a little bit more, because I'm a renegade. I might have been doing 72. Maybe I wanted to get home and have a glass of port. Who gives a shit?
Carol, do you get stressed driving?
Do I get stressed? No, I love driving. I love Top Gear. You know I love Top Gear.
Shall we look at Carol on Top Gear? We'll have a little look.
Now, the Liana.
Oh, yes. I just had a great day. I love the Stig. He was so good, and he taught me how to do handbrake turns today.
Well, that's not going to make you go very fast.
No, it isn't. No,
Pulling a handbrake on.
No.
Have you never done one before?
No.
So did that explain what happened when you were on one of your practice laps?
The last one, I was just pushing it a little too far.
Who'd like to see what happened on one of the practice laps? Yeah. Here we go. Right, where are we now? Oh, it's the follow through. Oh, a bit wild. Oh, how is this?
Oh. That was my last lap.
That was quite close.
Oh, this is great. This one's great. I have to say, I was fastest in the wet by 4 seconds at that time.
Fastest in the wet by 4 seconds.
I forgot to issue Carol with the list of words you cannot say to Jimmy. I'm afraid wet is one. You just can't say it. If it's raining,
Jeremy
you have to say
argued,
it's raining.
and he said it was only mildly moist.
Now you're pretty much reading out the list.
It's amazing watching that, though, because you look about the same, but Jeremy has gone from 0 to 60. If you look at Jeremy then, there's Jeremy back then. Look at that, he's a young man. Look at him now.
It's like he's been in that pod, you know, the film The Fly? And he got in there with a pickled egg. One thing I don't understand is, why does Sting wear a helmet? I don't understand that, 'cause he's quite a good-looking fella.
OK, most people find driving a stressful experience. True or false? What are you going to go with, Sean?
Well, I'll agree with Richard that it's not false.
It's not false.
It's not stressful, whatever that is.
Not stressful, false. All right, what are you going to go for?
Well, I'm going to go
False.
true. Oh. I'm going to overrule because I've seen how you drive and it's made me stressful. So I'm going to say true.
So I can tell you the answer is false. Yes, only 31% of people find driving a stressful experience. I tell you what stresses me out, those white van drivers. They think they own the bloody road with their flashing blue lights. Calm down, mate, there's an accident up ahead. We've all got to wait. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your first one. Top thing people wish they were better at.
Is it first aid? Because I always think, I wish I was better at first aid. Because the amount of times I'm in situations where there's somebody says, does anyone here know first aid? And I can't help myself. I always go, yeah. And I'm working on them, I'm thinking, oh, I should have been better. I wish I was better at this. I shouldn't really have put myself forward. No, I don't know what's the matter. It's just not working, this.
That's literally the worst thing you could do to a twisted ankle.
Yeah.
I wish I was better at shopping.
You wish you were better at shopping?
Yeah, because what happens is I think, all right, I'm going to... On the Monday, I think I'll go to the supermarket, I'll get myself some chicken and some veg and some fruit, and I'll look after myself, and then I get into the supermarket and I go, lasagna sandwiches are on offer. And I remember one week I had sandwiches for breakfast, dinner and tea for 3 days because they were all on offer. And I just bought a bag full of sandwiches. And the first day I thought, this is amazing. And the second day I thought, this is still amazing. By day 3, I felt bad.
Richard, what do you wish you were better at?
I don't know, but people will have said driving on that list. They will.
Driving's not in the top 10. Driving is like sex. I think people think they're good at it.
Well, sex is going to be on there, obviously.
It's not.
You've got the wrong list. You've just got the wrong piece of paper.
Top thing people wish they
You
were better
have
at,
got
no.
the... Well, what else is there to be good at?
Well, number 2 is saving money. Number 3 is making conversation.
Gravy.
Who gives a shit about
Gravy?
making conversation?
What do you mean, gravy?
Wish I was better at gravy. I'm good at a roast, I'm shit at gravy.
But the gravy's the best bit of a roast.
I know, mate! That's why I wish if I was good at gravy and shit at parsnips, nobody would know, would they? Handshakes. I'm shit at handshakes. Oh, I catch them at the wrong angle.
It's a bit weak.
I need a
What were
handshake.
you hoping for? Look at him. He's wearing a mustard cardigan.
I need a handshake that is non-threatening but says to a plumber, yeah, I could do this myself, mate, but I ain't got the time. And I've got a handshake that says, it's broken!
Okay, it would help you if you went travelling, if you went to another country.
Foreign languages.
That's the right answer. John got it. Yes, the top thing people wish they were better at is speaking foreign languages. We had a really great French teacher at my school, but in the end I failed the oral. Apparently I didn't cup les balls properly. Okay, worst thing about living alone. Very much your specialist area we've hit here.
Well, I liked it. It's just the sympathy is the worst thing. People will say, you all right living on your own? Yeah. Have you not got any mates? Yeah, because I don't live with them. But no, I loved it. I loved living on my own.
What was the best thing about living on your own?
Oh, just all of it. Nothing moved. Just, you know, think I'm going to stay up all night. Doesn't matter. No one's going to wake me up. No one's going to come round. Actually, it was tragic. I've just remembered what it was like, and now you ask the question, it's the constant crushing loneliness, the fear it's never going to end and you're going to die on your own.
You live on your own now, John?
No, I've got a girlfriend.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I live with her.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Carol, do you live on your own? Do you have someone to look in on you in the winter?
I think the worst thing must be living on your own is like pulling a cracker, something like that. Well, I imagine looking at a bottle of vinegar and thinking, that'll probably last longer than me.
Or if you have a thing of Marmite and you don't even like Marmite. Just a Marmite and you hate it every day you get out and think, well, I hate Marmite, I'm not going to eat that. If you've got 2 people, you'd say, one person says, oh, I love Marmite. Oh, don't talk to me about your Marmite. You and your Marmite, you can eat that on your own. If you're on your own, it's just you with the Marmite. Yeah. Just saying, oh, God, I've got the Marmite, don't like it. Yeah. There's no one to argue with.
Yeah, yeah.
In the end, you acquire a taste for it. Mm. That's why I like Marmite now.
I reckon one of the worst things about living alone must be you've only got your own clothes to wear. There's not another like bank of clothes to dip into.
Yeah, and
situation arises that you'd need to.
If you're like wearing women's clothes in the day, you can't say, look.
Whoa, 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 whoa! I didn't mean that. Whoa, 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 whoa!
If you wear women's clothes on in the day.
Well, not on television. I don't say that.
But you could, and you just say, oh, well, look, it's part of a loving heterosexual relationship. It's just something I like doing when my wife's out, sort of thing.
Who told you that?
You know, it's fairly obvious.
So, worst thing about living on your own?
Is it the worst thing about living on your own is nobody to talk to?
It's the right answer. Yes, the worst thing about living alone is having no one to talk to. There's an old man who lives alone next door to me. Still, he's just bought himself a new dog for company. I think he's called it Help, because I keep on hearing him calling it. Help! 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 Don't worry, though. I think the dog's come back, because I haven't heard him shouting anything in ages. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Sean, Paul and Richard are tonight's winners with 6 points. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
your dancing shoes, it's Tess Daly. She's the bee's knees. It's Aisling B. And their team captain, John Richardson. And facing them tonight, newsflash, it's Krishnan Guru-Murthy. From beard to eternity, it's Joe Wilkinson. And their team captain, Sean Locke. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy
And welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats Uncut, a show all about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 10% of British people let their pet sleep in their bed? There's nothing more relaxing than waking up in the night to feel the weight of your dog on your chest, to feel his fur, hear his gentle panting and sense his eyes staring at you in the darkness. Until you realise, hang on a minute, I haven't got a dog. 54% of teenagers never go to the cinema. Really? Where do they make their phone calls? And 25% of Brits rate themselves 10 out of 10 in the bedroom. I'd give myself 9.9 because I fell over on the dismount. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Johnstein, what do you think people have been talking about this week?
I don't really talk to people. Tend to move away when
We put 2 girls on your team this week because we thought it would force you to talk to girls.
OK. Hey.
All right, John. Yeah.
Girls.
John. What about Tesco saying that we're throwing away, is it 2/3 of our food that we buy?
Phenomenal.
So much wasted food.
Yeah, well, specifically, it's the bagged salad. They reckon 2/3 of it goes in the bin. Tess, do you waste any food?
Well, I try not to, but yeah, hands up, I'm guilty of occasionally throwing away a bag of salad that's gone past its sell-by date.
You've got kids, give it to them.
Well, I do.
Whatever you and Vernon don't have, throw to them.
I do. And if it's not them, it's the dog. But occasionally you do find yourself throwing stuff away, don't you?
The thing is the labelling, isn't it? Because they say bag salad, mixed leaves, but actually that's not accurate, is it? It should be mixed leaves stroke compost. That's what it is. You're basically buying a bag of compost. Because sometimes, you know, it's gone off by the time you got it home. I go through red lights just to get the food home so I can eat it. Have a picnic in the car park.
I think there's a smell test where we all believe the best before date, just give it a sniff. If you're not sick in your mouth, it's fine.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of waste, 2/3 of everything you eat, but I thought about it, it's true, because I've got an example of, like, if I'm eating a packet of 3 Scotch eggs, I'll eat one and throw the other 2 at cyclists. You've really put that in terms everyone can relate to.
I waste so little. I went on holiday and took some Nurofen, because you can never be too prepared on a holiday, can you?
No, John.
And when I got back, I saw that one of the Nurofen had popped out of the little metal thing they're in, and I didn't want to waste it, so I ate it. Didn't even have a headache. Just thought, I'm not putting that in the bin. Then I had to get shit-faced just to get the benefit out of it.
I hate food waste. I think it's the worst thing in the world. I'd eat things off the floor just to make sure there's no waste. I also hate mice. And one time, my flatmate, to catch a mice for me while I was asleep, left some peanut butter by the toaster with rat poison on it and a spoon. And I came downstairs the next morning and was like, oh, waste not, want not, oh. I had to go to hospital and get my stomach pumped. It shows how much I hate food waste and also how easy I'd be to trap. But it's...
Krishnan, do you waste food?
I do waste food. I'm really bad. I'm a bit obsessive about the dates. So I'm always the one who looks at the date and it says it runs out on the 23rd, so I can't eat it. Because if it's off, then I might want to be sick or something. So,
Krishnan, you've been reading the news and all these stories about, you know, conspiracies too long. It's grand. Years ago, there was a flood in Honduras and a woman was in a tree giving birth to a baby. A helicopter came along and pulled her out of the tree as she gave birth to the baby, and she was put into the helicopter with the umbilical cord still attached, and they both survived. Your bag salad isn't going to kill you.
I feel that story might have been a sledgehammer to crack a nut there, really. There was a helicopter and a flood in Honduras to get him to eat some salad.
A bad bag of salad might make you rush the news, won't it?
Well, I've got a weak stomach, and reading the news on a weak stomach is not good.
No.
My sister once had to throw up. She's a newsreader as well, and she had to throw up in between the stories. So she would do an intro and then get... and then carried on, you know.
Was it a particularly gory story?
There was nobody to relieve her.
Madonna has a new video out where she tries to be sexy. Sean, do you read the best before dates? Do you adhere to them?
No, no. I've got pesto in my fridge that Assad wouldn't fire at insurgents. I don't give a monkey, so I'm fine. I've got cast iron stomach.
Yeah.
The problem is we have a generation growing up now who have never seen Ready, Steady, Cook. So they don't know how to make a meal out of a Mars bar, a red pepper and a stock cube. So they open the cupboards and everything's a meal anyway, and they just go, oh, I've got nothing in. Ainsley Harriott would have turned that into a gourmet feast and been delightful company in the meantime.
OK, let's have a look and see what's up there. Yes, Tesco has revealed the extent of food wastage in the country. According to the survey, 53% of food in this country goes to waste. The rest goes to hips and bums, right, girls? Sean, what else has the nation been talking about?
Alex Ferguson has written a book. He's basically got a few things off his chest about various players.
Did you think it was controversial?
I always think people sort of having a go at him, saying, oh, why is he washing his dirty laundry in public? But imagine managing footballers for that many years. We all know what monumental tossers they are. Imagine just having to manage 22, 25 of those for 26 years. I can't believe he just hasn't just shot himself one day.
I can't believe he can get those guys on a bus. It must be like trying to herd cats. Yeah. We have to be there by 2. Honestly, there's a kick and a whistle.
I thought what was interesting is the cover. His nose isn't red. It's the one photograph where his nose isn't red.
You got a picture of him? Here's a picture. There he is.
Yeah, look at his nose. It's brilliant. That's his home nose. That's what he wears to the United home games.
Someone should have told him to hold it a bit higher. That looks like his penis is a tiny little Alex Ferguson.
He called his My Autobiography, which isn't... It's quite a lazy title. The only way it could have been shitter if it was just called Book.
The most disgusting line in his book was the revelation that the hardest part of Roy Keane's body is his tongue. I don't want to know how he found that out, but what a disgusting image that is. That's a man who's broken legs. What can he do with his tongue? My God.
He can break hearts.
I was a bit gutted it came out this week, if I'm honest, because I released my autobiography this week as well.
Is it out this week?
Yeah, it's called Sex Panther. I'll be honest with you, it's mainly about panthers. Yeah, it's mainly
some great pictures in there.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple with my top on. Can't find them.
Morrissey's got one out as well. Morrissey's got one out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like to read them in tandem. I read a line of Fergie's, then a line of Morrissey's. So he goes, I wept for days when I realised my bicycle would one day rust. Rooney is an arsehole.
OK, let's have a look and see if Alex Ferguson's up there. Yes, Alex Ferguson's autobiography was released this week. In the book, Ferguson is scathing about David Beckham, Roy Keane and Wayne Rooney. If that lot ever learn to read, they'll be livid. OK, Johnstein, what do you think the nation should be talking about? Are you going to hug her?
Strictly come dancing.
You do it
Big great in Christmas charades.
You've never seen a fafa-fool?
No, we're
People are talking about Strictly, of course, aren't they?
Of course they are.
Because people are dancing and it's nice. Tires out the mums, doesn't it?
A lot of dancing.
You know, like
going
kids,
on.
you send them to the park so they sleep. That's for mums and nanas, innit, Strictly? They get all excited and you go, oh, she'll sleep tonight.
The thing about Strictly is a little bit of something for everyone, isn't there? There's like the reality TV element for the 20-year-olds, and for the 30-year-olds there's a celebrity thing, and then for the nanas there's live music.
Well, let's not forget there's a lot of stuff for the dads.
And for the dads, yeah.
So who's Vanessa Feltz for?
I'm always fascinated by Britain's refusal to let Bruce Forsyth go. I mean, he's just like Britain's Nelson Mandela.
He is our Nelson Mandela.
He is. They're going to be wheeling that man out in 20 years' time and going, what was that, Bruce? Was that a joke? Tap once for yes and tap twice for no. Is it true, Tess, that they've told men to cover up? Have they done that?
Oh, Ben last week.
Oh, was it?
Ben, when he was doing the samba. Well, no, because the rumours were he's going to have a bare chest. And I'm sure further down the line, ladies and gents, he will have a bare chest.
Oh, my God, you heard it here first.
It is frustrating, though, not that they can't take their tops off, isn't it? Quite frustrating. I just think it's a shame. Like, I find it frustrating. Like, I'm not allowed to go bottomless on this show. They make me wear my trousers and pants even though I'm behind a desk. What's the point?
It's health and safety. We've been through this. Krishnan, would you ever go on Strictly?
I have been asked. It's basically middle-class porn, isn't it? It Strictly comes down to, as far as I can tell. I mean, it's like... It's the job of the female newsreaders to sort of bounce around to entertain the bloke.
Like your sister.
And...
Well, this is...
What I find particularly annoying about Strictly is that if you're a camp man, you are allowed to be ruder than a man who is not camp. For example, if I were to watch Rachel Riley dance and I were to say, your bottom looked like a sack of potatoes there and frankly it made me sick, there'd be complaints. But if I were a camp man like Bruno and your bottom looked like sack potatoes, you know...
OK, let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, Strictly Come Dancing continues. One of the celebrities, Patrick Robinson, is from Casualty. His dance starts well, but halfway through he starts climbing a stepladder to hang Christmas lights over a bath, and you think this isn't going to end well. We're still trying to guess the most talked about things this week. Sean's team.
The thrilling climax to the Great British Bake Off. Yeah, or as I like to call it, Britain's Got Trifle.
Did you watch it, Sean?
No. I don't watch it out of any kind of, I don't have a problem with it, any issue with it. Just didn't happen to watch it.
I was a bit disappointed by the winning pie. It was just a pie.
What were you hoping?
Well, something a bit special. Like, I don't know, pie with Wi-Fi. Can't do that. Bullshit.
There were people who called Ruby, who was in the final, a filthy slag. I mean, to get into the habit of calling cake makers a filthy slag is dangerous, because most of them are in their 70s. I'll swear at a cake, if a cake is really nice, I might go, oh, you dirty bastard.
You never shouted at a baker before?
No, I don't think so.
Just going, yeah.
I don't watch it an awful lot, but I do see Mary Berry a lot because she lives very close to me, so I bump into her in the local supermarket, which is brilliant because I get to look in a trolley and a basket.
Is she buying Mr. Kipling? I bet she is.
No, but interestingly enough, we've got a local frozen food shop. Allegedly, she goes in and buys a pre-cooked brownie tray bake.
That filthy slag.
I feel like I'm at a bus stop in Buckinghamshire. You see her, she thinks she saw that, she buys pre-made. Krishnan, did you partake?
Well, it's a bit like Breaking Bad, the Great Bake Off. The idea of it is a bit ludicrous and you wouldn't want to watch it, but then if you catch it, it's amazing. And you learn a lot, and it's quite addictive.
I would rather see the kind of shit bakers. You know, like, at the start of X Factor when they show the really deluded
the crazy ones that can't really do it.
I want to see the guy that baked a pie with, like, a lever arch file in it, or... like, decorate a cake with his own hair. That's what I want to do. And it lashes out when he doesn't get through.
What you're saying is you want to be on the show?
Yeah, I love it.
OK, let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, the #1 story. Yes, the Great British Bake Off was the most talked about thing this week. Bake Off's not been a great success in America. Of course, over there, it's a dieting show. OK, fingers on buzzers. One more thing still to get. What do you think?
I think it's maybe heat and energy. There's all these new nuclear plants that they're launching because the heat has gone up 10%. And the only people who are going to win from that are the perverts in the strip clubs, because they're going to get more dance for their dollar now, because the strippers will be like, oh, I'm going to take off my woolly hat, take off my big coat. It'll go on for an extra 20 minutes before they get to the nipple tassels.
I don't think the first bit is really what the men are there for.
Really?
I don't think the bobble hat bit they're enjoying.
Do you go to the loo?
I don't go anywhere.
Where's the magic, John? Where's the magic on that you can't start with the hat?
I love your idea of a strip club where the girl comes in with a hat and a coat. Everyone here? Right, I'll get myself ready. Right, back to nuclear power. John.
Well, there's going to be no energy left, so we're going to have to build some more nuclear power plants, is what's happening, because... Well, basically, because we've all come weak. I like the cold. I like a little bit of... It's romantic, isn't it, the cold? But to fill the deficit from the energy companies' prices going up and up and up, we're going to build nuclear power stations.
It's a non-renewable source of energy, so it has to go up, because we can't keep drawing from the earth forever, guys.
Yeah, well, we can while we're alive. Which is the main issue on the table at the moment. I think what we should do is all refuse to pay our energy bills. If everyone did it, like in a mass disobedience...
Just that woman and you,
yeah.
It sounds like.
It's two. Once you got two,
She's only
you got
clapping
four.
her hands to stay warm. She's like, oh.
Just everybody, just choose a quarter. We just choose one quarter, and everyone just says, no, sorry, we're not... Because there's 6 energy companies, and it's a cartel, really. There's no difference.
Yeah.
And then what they need to do is people genuinely need to have, like, some kind of civil disobedience. I'm trying to be like the utility Gandhi. That's who I see myself as. And everybody just says, no, we're not paying it. And that quarter, you must nobody... Because they can't cut everybody off.
They get their energy from Russia, though, so it'll be the Russians who just turn the tap off. You just go, you don't pay for gas, you don't get gas. I put the shoulder laugh in just because I thought I made him too evil. They're putting it in Somerset, which is incredible, because Somerset has about 5 years' worth of energy from burning dead badgers. Pile them all up. They just set fire to the badgers. They could keep toasty warm.
Or don't shoot the badgers. Put the badgers in like a hamster wheel. Get them working.
Joe, you're probably an expert on this, I would imagine. What do you think about nuclear power?
Well, I'm not... Yeah, I know we need more energy, but I'm not really bothered about electricity because I quite like sitting in the dark. And I own a pair of night vision goggles. So I'm quite happy.
What happens with night vision goggles if you wear them in the day?
It hurts real bad. Yeah, I was wearing them, I opened the curtains, didn't realise 8 in the morning, lost one eye.
OK, I can tell you it's not one of the most talked about things this week, but the nuclear power station will be built at Hinkley Point, or as it will be known in 5 years, the Forbidden Zone. Fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get. Go on.
It's the christening of the royal baby.
Yeah. Exciting, wasn't it?
They christened him his official title, which is Prince George at Asda. So they're in touch with common people.
Yeah. Would you like to be asked to be one of the godparents?
I think...
would have been a tough choice for them, but...
I think it'd be a very difficult choice for everybody involved. I think it's wise that we discussed it and it was agreed that for both parties it wasn't going to work out.
And that's why Joe got the job.
I'm quite liberal about these things in the church, though. I mean, I'm a godfather to someone, and I said, when they asked me, I said, but I'm not a Christian. And they said, don't worry, just come and meet the vicar. And I said to the vicar, obviously, I'm not Christian. And he said, don't worry, when I just say, you know...
None of us are.
Sorry, carry on.
Well, he basically told me to lie. He said, you know, when they ask you the question, you know, will you bring this child up in the tradition or whatever it is, just say yes. It's fine.
Joe,
I was saying the big scandal was that some of the royals didn't get invited. I was like, that's good. Christenings are shit. There's no disco, you can't smoke. You have to get the gravy stains off your suit. This is a grey suit, it's just covered in gravy.
He didn't look very happy, though, did he, in the photographs, the official
I think
pictures
we've got a
of
photo.
Baby
We've got
George?
an official photo.
Oh, wait, look.
Look at that, he's
Look,
got
wearing-
tentacles.
Oh, look. It's only his second ever public appearance and he's wearing a frock.
These sort of things are the only days where weirdos get called well-wishers.
A very good point, well made, yeah. You can sort of go out and about in London and no
I'm
one
free as
bats
a
an
bird
eyelid.
that day. I can wave at babies and no one arrests me.
I never care about other people's christening. I have just come from St James's Palace, actually, from here. I was at a royal reception with Prince Charles and Camilla.
What were you doing at a royal reception?
No, they're going off to India and Sri Lanka, and they wanted to get in the mood, so they invited some British darkies. And
What now? Sorry, so they're going to...
So glad you said it, not me.
They're going where, sorry?
They're going to India and Sri Lanka.
And they invited you round to kind of get...
Yeah, me and a few friends. Get in the mood,
Get some
taste
travel
curry.
tips. We've got a picture of you there. Let's have a look. There you are.
Oh, gosh. That was
at that.
quick.
Well, they're pictures. They're just... You can email them. We'd have to go into Snappy Snaps to get it developed.
Yeah, well, there I am, sucking up to Camilla.
What did you talk to Camilla about?
I talked to her about something really serious. We are both patrons of the same charity.
Oh.
So I talked to her about that.
It won't get reported as a serious conversation. Whatever the royals say, in the papers they put, they quipped, or they... as if they're these piss-funny, hilarious... The front page of the paper said, "It's the first time the baby's been quiet today," joked William. It's not a joke, is it? That is a statement. That's just a fact. He was noisy, and now he's not noisy. You cannot tell these people they're funny. They get enough, they get driven everywhere and carried in gold carriages. They need an honest appraisal, at least, of their comic talent. To be told, fine what you do, but that's a shit joke.
OK, let's see if George is up there. Yes, it was Prince George's christening this week. Sadly, DNA tests have revealed Prince George actually belongs to a Romany gypsy couple from Greece. So, those were the most talked about things this week. But in other news, the German Chancellor, Angela Merkel, has accused the American Secret Service of bugging her phone. I'm not being funny, but if history's taught us anything, it's keeping an eye on the Germans. Never a bad idea. A cat in a Moldovan prison has been caught smuggling cannabis into inmates. The cat has now been sentenced to death, which means it can only do it 8 more times. And the Vatican has announced it's forming its very own cricket team. They should be good because pretty much every Catholic priest can be described as not out. So at the end of that round, Sean, Joe and Krishnan have 3 points. John, Tess and Aisling have 2 points. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. John, Tess, Aisling, pick a question.
Can we have the robot, please?
Of course you want the robot. A recent survey revealed 61% of people would be happy to shop at a fully automated store with no human interaction. So we asked our studio audience, would you rather be served by a machine or a human being?
It's really annoying, isn't it, when you're in a supermarket and you use one of the automated tills and a light is flashing, it's either the DVD or a bottle of wine, and you know, you need help. They never work, those things.
You're supposed to pay for them before you leave.
I've lost it with them. I've just shouted at the machine. So I've swiped this loads of times, and I've just said, look, I'm taking the chicken, OK? Do your worst. The chicken's coming with me. So I'm hostage tonight. I walk out the shop like this, go, I'm having this chicken, OK? I've tried to pay. You won't take it. I'm going. Drives me nuts.
Yeah.
It is annoying.
And then you swipe, nothing swipes, and then you go, an apple, no sticker on it, just goes boop, and you go, what the... Get in your head.
Occasionally, I like to put an unexpected item in the bagging area just to hear a woman's voice.
Krishnan, would you rather human interaction, Krishnan, or...?
It depends what kind of mood I'm in. Generally, if the machine worked, I'd rather have a machine in a shop, but the machines don't work. It's like when you go to Heathrow, they've got the machine immigration thing, so that you can avoid the large queue, and then you queue up for the machine, and you put your passport on the machine, and the machine says, go and talk to a person. It doesn't work. So if the machines worked, fantastic, but they don't.
I think they do. I'd rather have a machine, because sometimes I'm buying stuff I do not want to have a conversation about. Let me just look at your basket and you go, well, we're not getting through this without a little quiz, are we?
What's the worst combo of items you've had to buy at a supermarket?
It's more the reason I'm buying it. Once I had a dream about a cake. I had a dream about a cake.
Our very own Martin Luther.
A set, yeah, I have a dream today. It's a set rhubarb and custard flan. It was rhubarb and custard, but the rhubarb had been cooked in rose water, so it had a slight Turkish delight flavour. It was set round the thing, and the custard set on top round a pastry. I wanted to bake it that afternoon. I didn't want to have to explain why a 25-year-old man was buying rose water and not booze. I should have been buying a 4-pack of lager and a DVD. I was buying rose water and rhubarb. I didn't want what I got, which was a cashier going, oh, what are you doing with this, then? Because you look mental if you go, I dreamed of a cake.
I'm genuinely intrigued now as to how that turned out. All I know is, you know, you said earlier you'd like to see an early round of Bake Off where they see the nutters. OK, so let's get some answers on this. We asked our studio audience, would you rather be served by a machine or a human being? What do you think they said? What would you go for, Richard?
I'd say machine.
Human being.
OK, I can tell you the answer is 70% of our studio audience would rather be served by a human being.
Points in the bag.
OK, Seanstein, what do you like the look of?
I like the look of a crying woman.
This week, a man was jailed after forgetting to book his wedding venue and phoning in a hoax bomb threat to try and cover it up. It's a brilliant story. So we asked our studio audience, have you ever lied to get out of an awkward situation, yes or no?
I love that story. It's a great story, isn't it?
That's
you must have
incredible.
had. Did you have that on the news?
We didn't have it on the news, but it was a fantastic story. We should have had it on the news. But I thought it was a bit harsh.
What, that he got prison time
But he
for
got
that?
prison time because I thought, well, I understand that. I would have done that.
Not a bomb hoax, though. You say that's OK to do bomb hoaxes because you've messed up. I think it's quite right. I personally think he's so stupid he won't even know where he is. He'll probably think it's just a really long, tedious honeymoon. What I like the idea of is that the ideas that he rejected. He had a list of ideas like Triffids, no, Vikings, ooh, lava from a volcano. He went bomb hoax.
OK, I've got a question for you, Joe. If you were getting married, right, to a lovely lady...
Hey?
No. Bear with me on this. If you were getting married to a lovely lady and you've forgotten to book the venue, I can't imagine you not being very organised, but imagine a scenario where you've forgotten to book the venue, what would you do in that situation?
Hire a sniper rifle.
Hire one?
Yeah. Not made of money.
Sniper. That's that bit of the Yellow Pages goes, sniper rifle hire. Oh,
there's a gap in the market thinking about it. Or I would just say the venue's double booked.
That would have been a better idea, wouldn't it? The venue's fucked up, they're double booked.
Yeah. Just don't ask them. If you love me, you'll trust me.
OK, have you ever lied to get out of an awkward situation? John?
I'd love to answer that question, but my nan's... I've got to go and...
You got a date with your nan?
I've had plenty of times I wish I'd lied, where honesty is not the best policy, where you just don't want to see someone and you can't think of a lie quick enough. It's like, oh, do you fancy coming out for a drink? And you go, no. Shit.
Yeah, you could have sugared that pill a little bit. OK, do you think our audience have ever lied to get out of an awkward situation?
Yeah, everyone has. My dog farted recently, and to cover up the embarrassment, I said I'd shat myself.
OK, so let's get some answers on this. So, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
OK, I can tell you the answer is yes. 93% of our studio audience have lied to get out of an awkward situation. Things get out of hand so quickly. I once heard of a girl who lied to her husband about how she got pregnant, and now there's an entire religion. So at the end of that round, it's 5 points for Sean's team and 3 points for John's team. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your question. Hardest job?
How much is working in a sour cream factory? No, like checking that it's off, but not too off. Ugh, yeah, that's all right.
I think the hardest job must be the little man who has to sit inside the ATM and push all the money out.
Hardest job? What do you think the hardest job is, Tess?
One of my hardest jobs was doing live kids' television and not swearing. Every time a kid kicked you or vomited on you, or, you know, we had one football game, Eat My Goal, and you get slammed in the face with a football live television, like, shh,
I used to work on a stud farm as a tour guide.
Oh, for a second now, I thought that is the worst job.
Yeah, right. No, that's what they have to do. There's the penis cleaner. There's the person who has to guide the horse penis into the mare. So that's a tough one as well.
And was that... I mean, did you know the person that did that job? What job did you have?
He didn't do it to me. He did it to the mare.
Did you do that? Did you do that?
I had to bring American tourists round while they watched this.
John, what do you think the hardest job is?
I imagine Alex Ferguson's wife is having a tough time of it at the moment. She's pretty much had 30 years where he's never in, and now he's just sat on their couch like it's the bench at Old Trafford. Just, switch it! Switch it! If you want to change the channel, Alex, you can do it yourself. Spitting all over their living room floor.
Is it head of wasps at London Zoo? That's a thankless task, isn't it? I'm head of wasps. Feeding time's easy, just empty a bin in the cage. Is it head of wasps?
It's not head of wasps, no.
Daily Mail reggae correspondent. I'm head of reggae at the Daily Mail. No?
The company that makes Jim will fix it badges is struggling.
Is it police nurse? Because they're both difficult jobs. Imagine if you had to do two of them at once.
Police nurse?
The police nurse.
Police...
So you're a policeman up there. Oh, you're not feeling very well. Police nurse. Police nurse, mum. We were saying mother's most difficult job in the world, isn't it?
Sean, take that back.
Rather than welding and a North Sea oil rig.
You get a lunch break on a North Sea oil rig, don't you?
Don't get a break if you're a mother, though, Sean.
Yes, you do. It's the whole job's one long tea break. It's just a long tea break.
Have you stayed at home all day with a small child?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Have you fed it from your boobs?
I think it's quite an easy one to get. It's regarded as a very difficult job.
Teacher.
That's the right answer. Yes, the hardest job is a teacher. All the teachers at my school were very strict. I remember every Monday morning I had to give the deputy head. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are John, Tess and Aisling have 3 points. Sean, Joe and Krishnan are the winners with 6 points. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching. That's it from us. Good night.
On 8 out of 10 Cats, the one and only Alex Jones. As easy as D.O.D., it's David O'Doherty and their team captain, John Richardson. And facing them tonight, all wrapped up, it's Tinchy Stryder. That's the way to do it. It's Katherine Ryan. and their team captain, Sean Locke. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy
And welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats Uncut, a show all about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 1.5 million Britons would like to be buried with their mobile phone? And if you answer it when you're sitting behind me in the cinema, you will be. 1 in 20 people have held a party for their cat's birthday. Even the cat's thinking, this is a bit tragic. And 22% of nightclub hookups are one-night stands. Yeah, who would have thought the guy you tugged off in a toilet cubicle 2 minutes after meeting him in Hollywood's nightclub Romford wouldn't turn out to be the love of your life? But if you are watching, Darren, call me. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It was Halloween this week, so tonight our panellists' job is to guess the top 3 things people are scared of. John's team. What do you think scares people?
My attempts at being intimate.
Aw, don't put yourself down.
I'm not going to put myself down, but I'm just going to tranquilise myself.
Your attempts at being intimate?
Well, if I'm sexy with people, they find it frightening.
Why?
Could you just, give me a demo and I'll tell you whether I think it's frightening. Give us a little demo. Yeah, Alex is right there. Give her a demo.
I don't mind. Go on.
It's the tongue, innit? It's the tongue. I've got too powerful a tongue. I was born with it. What am I going to do? But I don't think it is me. What are you scared of? I'm not scared.
Well, see, I say this with trepidation.
What are you scared of?
Ghosts.
You're scared of ghosts? Because last time you were on the show, you spoke about ghosts, because you've seen a ghost.
Yes.
Have you seen anything since you were last on the show?
No, but I have seen 3. So don't play it down. I mean, there's 3.
You've seen... Yes, you think you've seen 3?
I don't want to be one of these people who sees ghosts.
No, and there's medication you can take to stop... But if you forget to take it, you will see them. That's...
Yeah.
Has anyone else seen ghosts? Have you seen it? You believe in the paranormal?
I haven't seen ghosts, but I'm kind of scared of ghosts. Yeah, because I'm just scared.
Well, you are little.
I don't know, I got something about when I was younger. You know what? Let me cut the story short. I'm just scared.
I think there's a happy medium between a really long story that goes on too long. I mean, really, that's just a bullet point there, I feel. Give us a bit more. When you were young...
That's it. There's no story. I'm just scared of ghosts. Yeah. Like, actually, not every ghost. Casper was all right.
Yeah, Casper was a friendly ghost. Are you scared of ghosts, Katherine?
Absolutely not. And I promise you, ghosts are more afraid of you than you are of them.
They're more scared of you than you are of them. I think that's spiders, isn't it?
Oh, spider ghosts, spider ghosts, spider ghosts.
Yeah.
Do you know, Naomi Watts said that the ghost of Princess Diana visited her and gave her permission to make the film Diana. But I feel like if Diana came back, she'd be straight into Kate Middleton, like, fill your knickers with jewels and run.
She should have that on a crest. Sean, were you scared of ghosts? You seem like a very level-headed man, but...
No, I'm not. But what's the point? Yeah. But no, obviously there's no such thing as ghosts.
Whoa.
I tempt all the ghosts, all the demons, all the spirits, all the dark forces of the underworld. I tempt you now. Do your worst. Visit on me the 7 circles of hell. Visit me with your...
Do you mind doing this when we're not here?
Tinchy is scared. He's been through this.
I think it's a bit much asking for a ghost, Sean, to appear on a TV show. There's certain scenarios in which you tend not to get a lot of you don't tend to get ghosts, say, in Argos. You never heard, the blue pens were all just flying. A number came up and I went to get the electric blanket and it wasn't ready yet.
I hope there are ghosts.
There are.
Well, all right then.
Good news for you, Jim.
I would like to come back as a ghost.
No, you wouldn't.
You and I are having troubles.
You would be.
He'd be the most mundane ghost ever. Well, that surface could get slippy. Better dry it.
No, you'd be a friendly cardigan wearing.
I was going to be, but I think I know someone who's getting haunted.
Well, I can tell you, ghosts are not one of the scariest things. But if you see a ghost, there are 3 things you must do immediately. Number 1, put down that drink. 2, turn the lights on. And 3, stop making things up. What?
No!
A little bit. OK, other scary things. Sean's team, what scares you?
Oh, Primark on a Saturday. And the biting and the blood. If you ever want to know what it's like to just have a true nightmare, drink a 2-liter bottle of Coke, just stand in the middle of a Primark. Your heart will be racing, and you'll never be afraid of ghosts again. It'll toughen you up.
Don't go there, Tinchy. Don't go,
I don't think so.
They'll take you to the place where they take all the children that have lost their parents. You'll be waiting there for ages. So it's not Primark on a Saturday morning. What else do you think?
Films, is it? People are scared of horror films. People go and see horror films deliberately to get scared.
Yeah, well, I like a horror film. Do you like a horror film?
Not particularly, no.
I can see there's one good reason for horror films is it's an opportunity for intimacy between sort of teenagers, you know, and it's ideal because, you know, if you take someone to see Saw 2, anything you do to them afterwards seems like a treat. One reason for it.
Tinchy, do you watch horror films?
Not really, you know. No, I don't watch.
Not your thing?
Nah, not my thing. I guess you can work out why I don't watch it.
Why don't... No, I'll ask. Why don't you watch horror films?
I'm scared. Simple as that, really. No, I don't really watch horror films. If it's on and I'm with people that are watching it, I'll watch it. But, like, what I don't want to be scared for.
I sometimes admire the plumbing. You know, they turn on the taps and blood comes out. You go, that's pretty good, isn't it? Or a shower and all blood comes out of the shower, or they've got a blood jacuzzi. Yeah, I think that's quite a lot of plumbing's gone in there. The plumber's gone in there.
Do you watch horror films? John?
Yeah.
Do you?
Oh, I love it.
No, you don't.
Oh, I love it. It's nice to be scared because then when it ends, that's the thing. You're scared and then it ends. You think, oh, well, at least my balls aren't getting electrified.
That's not a horror film.
But if 8 out of 10 Cats was a horror film, I would be the one stumbling through the woods crying. Running away. I've worked out what it would be. Sean would be that you'd be the one I was running away from. I would find your house, think you were the nice guy, but then you turn out to be worse than him.
I can't believe he's totally figured this out.
And I was chasing you to warn you about Jimmy. That's the reason I was going, Dan! Dan!
OK, Alex, you watch horror films?
No, because 2 have put me off.
Which 2?
The first one would be Candyman.
Candyman's amazing.
But the other one, when I was really, really young, I watched this film about these kids. They were out on a boat on a lake, and then one by one they'd disappear, and you wouldn't see them. And the song was, dance, dance, wherever you na 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 na. Can't listen to that anymore.
The Harvest Festival's tough for you, isn't it?
Sure it wasn't just Riverdance? They were just disappearing off the side of the stage.
But it was horrible.
So they're on a boat and then they, fall off?
Well, I don't know. They just disappear.
Jaws.
I mean, I was about 8.
Yeah, Jaws is...
It wasn't Jaws, because there was no bloody shark.
If it's a lake, it's a coarse water version of Jaws. Trout.
OK, let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, horror movies. I often watch horror films hiding behind the sofa, so my neighbours don't know I'm there. OK, fingers on buzzers, 2 more things still to get. What do you think?
People are scared of going to the dentist, aren't they? I know you're not, but some people are.
I was wondering about your teeth. Are these for best, those teeth? Do you have a set for just wearing at home?
Yeah, these are for special, these are for best.
There's your best teeth.
Do you know, I'm upset, Mr. Carr, because Cheryl Cole was voted best smile in this country. And I feel like you deserved that.
I don't know if she's got the best smile. I think Ryland has got the best smile. Yeah, take a look at Ryland.
Is that real?
Yeah, Armitage Shanks did his. That's incredible,
Is that genuine? His teeth?
Those are his teeth, yeah. OK, so, Katherine, you recently tweeted that you were quoted £6,000 to straighten your teeth. Let's have a look at the tweet. I can't see what they would have done. They're fine.
Well, if I had 6,000 pounds, I'd sort out my willy finger syndrome because...
Oh, yeah, you have got a touch of the willy fingers there, haven't you?
Each one of my fingers looks like a small penis.
Well, that's more.
I had to get a brace the year before last I got punched in the face in a Chinese takeaway. Yeah. There was a drunk man in, and he was being racist to the man behind the counter, and so that does not happen when the D-man's around.
Sure, the enforcer.
I told him to shut up, and so he swung, but he was so drunk, he went that way and fell over that way, and so I stepped back, and then he went that way, and he fell that way, and, like, this could have gone on for hours. But the man behind the counter, the victim, just looked up, had missed what had gone on before, and just saw two pricks fighting, and he jumped over the counter and punched me in the face. It knocked that tooth back a quarter of an inch.
That's a good dental story, but not the best dental story. This is the best dental story. Last year, a dentist in Poland was treating her ex-boyfriend for toothache after he dumped her. She knocked him unconscious, knocked him out with the drugs, and then she removed all 32 of his teeth.
Whoa.
I imagine he said... Tinchy, are you scared of the dentist?
No, I'm not. That's one thing I'm not scared of.
Yay! We found it! OK, let's see if going to the dentist is in our top 3. Yes, going to the dentist. When I was a kid, I was scared of the dentist. He was a paedophile. Fingers on buzzers?
Flying. People are scared of flying, aren't they? Because you might die. What amazes me about people who are scared of flying, they always go, oh, yeah, but the odds of dying in a plane crash are like 1,000,000 to 1. You go, yeah, I'm scared of being the one. And it looks... If you're going to die in a plane, I'd rather die... You know, they made it look in the 70s. Like, people used to turn up at the airport, like, 5 minutes before the flight with a martini and, like, get on smoking a fag and shit on the floor. It looks amazing. Yeah, start the bloody plane. Do you want a martini, pilot? Yeah, I'll have a bloody martini. I'll see you in Jamaica.
OK, a recent report revealed that 1 in 6 pilots have flown planes in which both pilots fell asleep at the same time.
You know there's a problem when you're hoping to get hijacked just so someone is awake in the cockpit.
You need to be awake for the whole of the thing?
No.
I feel that way about motorways. Like, if it's the M1, that's really straight. You've got cruise control, and there's a little buzzer that comes on if you're too close to the car in front. Just have a nap.
I kind of disagree.
Well, it's a real different perspective, thank you. Alex, what do you like on a plane? How do you pass the time on a plane?
I'm quite good, because my boyfriend, he's Kiwi.
I thought you were in there too. I felt the vibes. I thought if anything...
Go on, Alex, go on.
You do remind me a bit of him.
Well, I'm not alone in thinking, Alex, you could do better.
So he's a Kiwi, so we've got to go quite a long way on a plane quite often. So what I do, I book an airline that has Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And then I tell myself, you will not get off this plane until you get $1 million. Which takes me quite a while.
I would imagine,
so that keeps me occupied for the entire flight.
I feel that I would be scared of flying if I thought for a moment about how, in the name of Jesus, planes stay up there. But instead, I put it on the long list of modern things that I have no idea how they work. Phones, computers, wheelbarrows, like... Shazam! Like, take, you know the thing on your phone that can identify a lot of songs? How does that possibly... Like, people say algorithms, but yeah, what is it? It needs to be a thing. It needs to be like a wizard in a cave, the Ramen and the Virgin or something like that, you know?
Well, I can tell you, flying is not up there, but it's very important to listen to the safety announcement, because otherwise you won't know where your whistle is when you hit the Pyrenees at 700 miles an hour. OK, fingers on buzzers. One more thing still to get.
Death.
Death.
People are generally scared of dying, aren't they?
Are you scared of dying, Sean?
Well, I'm getting older, so it's become more of a, pressing concern.
Well, how would you like to go?
Muffled by flesh.
to be cremated and then made into pencils. When I'm dead.
Is there lead in you?
Stick around, baby, you might just find out.
Carbon, isn't it? Carbon for pencils. Graphite,
Well,
that could be a
lead,
carbon
no?
pencil. I think it'd be a good way of teaching kids to be more careful with their writing. If, say, their pencils were made out of, like, dead relatives. If they made a mistake and had to rub it out, you're rubbing a loved one off the face of the earth forever. Yeah. Whereas if you don't make a spelling mistake, then you've turned Grandad into a lovely poem.
You really understand the mind of a child, don't you?
I think the thing about death, I mean, it's a scary thing for lots of people, but I think the idea of your own mortality can make you kind of do things in life. So take a look at this.
OK, so there's a truck getting towed, and it looks like it's coming at us, and my wife's asleep. So we're going to see if we can scare her.
Babe, wake up, there's a truck!
That is good.
Tinchy, if you had to die, how would you like to die? Have you got any ideas?
If I had to die, I don't know, maybe on a plane.
On a plane? It's very few people's first choice. It's interesting you've gone for...
On a plane, you know, like, when you're going down, I feel like you're just like, I don't know, it's like a roller coaster ride.
I suppose right until the impact, it's pretty good.
I've had a near-death experience on a plane.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no, it's flying to America, and they had a problem with one of the engines, and people started getting very nervous and edgy, and then the other engine packed up, and the plane was plummeting towards the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and there was just panic, pandemonium on the plane. And I remember, for some reason, it was quite interesting, because I realised I wasn't actually that, but I was quite calm, I was quite composed. I was a bit pissed off to turn the film off. And there's a little old lady sitting next to me, and she was in a terrible state, and I felt responsible, and I was very calm. She was just, and I took her hand, and I brought it down onto the armrest, and I just looked in the eye, and I said, "Fuck you, old lady! We're gonna die!"
Let's see if death is up there. Of course it is. The most frightening thing. Yes, the top thing people are scared of is death. Personally, I'd like to die as I lived, charging each funeral goer £25 plus booking fee. So at the end of that round, John's team have 1 point, Sean's team have 2 points. Our next round is pick of the poll. Sean, Katherine, Tinchy, pick a question.
Well, I have a picture of Tinchy.
OK, you've chosen Tinchy. Here's a clip made by an American preacher to illustrate your question.
Well, I wrote this song for the Christian youth. I want to teach kids the Christian truth. If you want to reach those kids on the street, then you gotta do a rap to a hip-hop beat. He's a life changer, miracle arranger, born to the virgin mom in a manger. Water to wine, he's a drink exchanger, and he died for your sins. Now I'ma pass the mic to my lovely wife. She's a fly MC and the light of my life. So to bust a rhyme without further ado, take it away, Mary Sue.
If another MC says you're a freak, you're a lame butt rapper and your rhymes are weak, I don't get mad and I don't critique. I forgive him and turn the other cheek.
If you hate drugs and you think you're cool, you need to come to Sunday school. Put those drugs in a garbage can. Stand up tall, you're a Christian man. Word up. I'm freestyle.
Hit me.
Tinchy, what do you make of that?
It was all right, it was trying. I like how they was putting some words together, but they just had the rhythm wasn't there. Like, it's like, you know, loosen up a bit, man. Have fun with it. I like the bit about turn the cheek.
Yeah, that was the sexiest bit, I felt. So here's your related question. Most people think rapping is harder than singing. True or false?
I rap, so I'll say singing is harder because I can't sing, and I think rapping is easy. Have you ever tried rapping?
I've never tried rapping because it would be the worst thing in the world.
I think you should try as in now.
I would say that is about as likely as me getting my balls out. Go on, teach Katherine how to rap. Katherine, can you...
I could
Catherine's
rap you a love song.
All right, lyrics. First of all, let's make it simple. If you say like one line, that's a bar.
Yeah.
2 lines. So to make it easy, let's do 4 bars for you.
Okay.
And you say you want to talk about love.
Yeah, I want to talk about you and me.
Oh, you're in love?
Yeah.
Now tell me how deep you're in love.
Okay, like, I'll talk about me. I'll be like,
Try and rhyme it as well, that might help.
I'm the big white girl from Canada, chilling with Tinchy. Yeah, that's the star of the hood. Maybe this is where our love begins.
Oh.
After the show, you take me back round the beans. Yeah, you don't gotta do a lot of being drama. Just say the word, I'll be your baby mama.
Oh, wow.
John, do you sing? I've never heard you sing.
No, but you've never seen me do a lot of things I do. I sing, yeah, I sing. Mostly musicals.
Oh, I like musicals too.
Yeah.
Which one?
Phantom.
Lovely.
Love a bit of Phantom. Cats, obviously. Ironically, I don't like cats.
David, you do a fair bit of singing.
Yeah, I do. I think when I try to sing, it's so bad, it comes across as just talking, really. And talking with a beat is pretty much my rap. So I'm trying to think of... They call me David O'Doherty because it's on my birth certificate. 18-12-7-5 at 8:15. Youngest of 3, 7 years to the last. Was I planned? I don't know. I've never asked.
Was I planned? I never asked is the end of that.
The tragedy of that is that I was born on the 18th of the 12th, so therefore I was conceived on the 17th or the 18th of the 3rd, the 17th of the 3rd being Patrick's night. So that would answer that question, pretty much. And raise the horrific image of my mother in a green afro wig going, go on, it'll be fine.
OK, so what do you think's harder, rapping or singing?
I think obviously rapping, because you got to write it and do it, whereas singers, they just sing other people's songs, don't they?
Some singers. Some people write their own songs.
Yeah.
What's your favourite song? Can you sing as well?
Summer breeze!
Make me feel fair!
Voice of an angel. It's a wonderful... There's a tear, there's a tear.
Yeah, I think I got my next
beautiful.
feature. Yeah.
So you're going...
you know what, really, I'm just saying singing because I rap and I find it easy.
You're being humble.
I'm being humble, but really...
OK, we'll say no. We say rapping's harder.
You're saying rapping's harder. John, what are you going to go for? What have you done?
Something just flew in my fucking ear, Jimmy.
Ghost! It's a ghost!
Ghost spider!
Maybe the ghost spider's escaping. Ghost spider. OK, what are you going to say, rapping or singing?
Singing is harder.
Yeah.
OK, you're saying singing, you're saying rapping. I can tell you it was close, but the answer is false. Only 47% of people think rapping is harder than singing. You got a point. My problem with rap music is it tends to disrespect bitches and hoes. The trouble with rapping is you have to lizzle a whole new vocabulary. Right, let's get on with the quizzle. So at the end of that round, it's 2 points for Sean Steam and 2 points for John Steam. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your first one. Most romantic gesture. What's the most romantic thing anyone's ever done for you, Alex?
Taking me to Chicken Cottage. I did read about a man...
Go on.
...who took his fiancée to a hotel, and the plan was he was going to propose to this lovely girl. And so in the morning, he opened the curtains, and a year before, he'd planted these daffodils, and the daffodil spelt, "Will you marry me?"
But imagine if there'd have been a mole he didn't know about, and he'd eaten loads of the bulbs. And then when she pulled the curtains out, it just said, Willie... me. Willie me. He went, ah, those bloody moles!
What's the most romantic thing you've ever done, Tinchy?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not really romantic like that. I kind of try and, you know, the whining and dining and all that. I skip that, go straight to the point.
Katherine, what's the most romantic thing anyone's ever done for you?
Well, I used to think cooking was really romantic till I saw how it turned out for the guy on Breaking Bad. My current boyfriend's very romantic.
Right.
But it's wasted on me. I'm a bit of a man.
What?
Yeah.
Right, mate. Hey.
John, are you a romantic guy?
I will sometimes, for my girlfriend, I will not deliberately piss her off all day. That's quite romantic. But I'll do a thing if she says something like, can you turn it up a bit? I'll go, I'll turn you up a bit. And I will literally do that for every sentence she says. And sometimes I don't do that, because I'm a good guy.
I need to learn from you.
I think so.
Oh, yeah, he's like Mr. Miyagi, yeah, sure.
Who's Mr. Miyagi?
Mr. Miyagi, you know, from the Karate Kid.
Karate Kid.
No, I've never seen that.
You've never seen the Karate Kid?
It's been on, but I haven't really watched it.
So you're in a room, the Karate Kid's on, but you look the other way. OK, David, most romantic thing you've ever done?
Fart the music from Sonic the Hedgehog.
No way, the whole thing?
Certainly it sounded like the start of it, but we both just went, that was the Sonic the Hedgehog music!
What was that second bit?
Was
that you making out with someone?
Yeah.
Can we have that again? Because we want to learn.
Well, there's two classic sorts of making out. There's this.
Oh, that was like Hannibal Lecter.
I opted for the other one, which is this.
Your tongue really flicks. It's got good tongues, actually.
Maybe it's brush your tongue. No, sometimes you brush your teeth, you brush your tongue as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just out of decency.
You're not meant to do that all the time.
Well, I don't.
Oh.
I don't until it looks like a sort of carpet in a in a car rental showroom. Car rental place, when it looks like that, it's that sort of olive green carpet you get. Yeah, I think I better brush it now.
You can go too far. I mean, too romantic is weird. I once wrote a girl's name all through an exercise book and sent it to her. I thought it was romantic. It showed devotion and grammatical accuracy.
But too much romance, it can be a bit wet.
So what's the line? What crosses the line for you?
Take somebody out for a meal, great.
Perfect.
Write their name on every page of an exercise book, over the line. So hopefully you're the right side of the line now.
I've zigzagged that
you've got a girlfriend. Good.
I know, and I've learnt not to be romantic. So that's it. Sometimes I'll throw a wet tea bag at her head, just so she knows.
OK, I'll give you a clue. It's something you might invite someone around for?
Cooking a nice meal.
That's the right answer. Yes, the most romantic gesture is cooking someone dinner. I cooked for my girlfriend last night. She said it was the best lasagna she'd ever tasted, which I think means it was the worst apple crumble ever made. Next one. Top thing that makes British people angry. What do you think?
It strikes me as a visitor to this country, the things that annoy people are very often not the big things, like the breakup of the NHS or bankers' bonuses, like apostrophes in the wrong place. So it's probably that was the final straw in 1939. It wasn't the takeover of Poland by Hitler. It was like, he spelt Nazis with an apostrophe. Oh, let's get him.
What makes you angry?
What makes me angry? When I'm driving. When we come to like a zebra crossing and like someone feels like because of zebra crossing, although I'll stop for you, but say thanks because I don't have to stop.
You do. Yes, you do. Yeah. You do. Yeah.
I don't. You do legally, you do.
Yeah, legally you do, but I really don't. I'm in a car. You're on your feet. Like, if I didn't stop, what were you gonna do?
I absolutely get that because when you're driving, because all it requires is it's just the eyebrow raise. It's
yeah, that's it. Like some people look as if like they look at me like, oh,
you don't do the eyebrow raise on a zebra crossing.
No, you're meant to stop. You're meant to be considerate of pedestrians, people who are softer than you. You're in a big metal box. And I'm meant to say thank you for not killing me. That's basic standards. That's like saying thank you to somebody for not stabbing you in the head while you're walking down the street. Thanks for not punching me in the face. Thanks for not pushing me in front of that train. You spend your whole life thanking people for not doing something insane, which would be running you over. In fact, I'd be more likely to just go, ah. I don't do that because there's a lot of hard people driving who get out of their cars and beat the crap out of you. But really...
You've had a bit of luck if it's Tinchy, really.
Yeah. You don't know.
You never know.
Yeah. You know, don't underestimate anybody. Especially me! Yeah. Oh. You came so close, Jimmy.
What do you think? What makes you angry? John, you seem like a pretty easygoing guy. I can't imagine you get upset by much.
Getting run over by rappers. It's not having anything to get angry about, isn't it? It's nice to get angry. That's why we read papers in the morning. So before we've even finished our toast, we go, look at the state of that!
What were you looking at?
Stacey from Warwick. Ill-thought-out views on Britain's membership of the EU. Fair enough, have an opinion, but put your clothes on and then we can talk about it.
OK, Alex, have any guests on the One Show annoyed you?
There's been about 4.
Let's name them. Come on, let's go
How about
down.
no?
One Direction.
No, they're all right.
Lovely.
Yeah, I mean, they've got about literally 115 people with them, choosing which ripped vest they're going to put on. And they're all right.
They always make the right choice.
Yeah. You can't get it wrong, really, can you?
Well, no, I mean...
Whatever you put on those guys, it's just great. Whatever you're doing, guys, just keep doing it.
Go on, back to the annoying guests.
Bruce Willis was rubbish on the One Show.
Oh, Bruce.
You sound like you've broken up with him. Oh, Bruce.
I would have if we were together after that. He just was a bit... He didn't know it was live, for a start.
You could have told him.
And then I did. I did. In the first video, I said, listen, Bruce, this isn't going that well. You're going to have to speak.
To be fair, it's a difficult gig for him to get up for, I imagine. If he's come off the back of, like, a Hollywood film where he's blowing up helicopters, and then he's got to come off the back of a Giles Brandreth documentary about maggots.
I'll tell you what, something really does annoy me is when you go into a jeweller's and they're selling loads of clocks and they're all different times. Yeah. I'm thinking, you're trying to sell me these clocks and you can't even be bothered to get them on the right time. Why would I buy a clock from you that isn't showing me the right time? That's all I want from a clock, is that it tells me the frigging time, and you want to sell it to me, you want to charge me money, and you can't be bothered to go like that. You've got a bloody nerve trying to sell me clocks, and you can't even prove it's not a clock. If it's not the right time, it's not a clock. It's just some numbers. It's some numbers and some sticks moving different ways. It's not a clock. So don't... Next time I come in there, mate...
I'm annoyed about that now.
Did you ever see that CCTV footage of, like, some armed robbers? I'd love to go into a clock shop with balaclava and go, put all those clocks right! Just hold it to his head and go, now the next one, now the next one. Right, I'm out of here.
OK, what's the top thing that makes British people angry?
Is it football? Because I know you have a very delicate relationship with football. You love it, but it makes you so angry.
That pisses me off at the football. There's always a clock that tells you it's 3:15, but the clock on the match says, like, 17:23, because there's 17 minutes gone, but the actual time is... And 2 clocks in the same room just kill thousands of people.
It's like a bloody jeweller's. Have we waited till Series 16 to break out that face? OK, top thing that makes British people angry. It's people being unhelpful.
Bad service.
Yes, that's the right answer. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are John, Alex and David have 2 points, Sean, Katherine and Tinchy have 4 points. They're the winners! Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night!